The Browns drive about to get started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Bills, his Denver lead.
They'll run out of the gun with Michel. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
Now this throw caught left side, and he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 28.
On the double. 6-6. Pull it high. Hey, team 6. Team 6. 22's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Watch the run.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot to the end zone. And it'll be intercepted.
That's something for you right there.
And it's picked. And a big turnover there.
That's something cool for you right there.
Football back. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative.
Got 2, and that's the second one.
Though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing
you
forward.
got 1 and 2.
And that'll hurt the average
come
a
like
bit,
that.
as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you police it a little bit, right? Try to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 50. Come on, QB, come on.
Operating from the gun, King. And he will find his man on the outside. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
We'll let it go deep for Beckham.
3rd pick of the game.
Interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off at the 45. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just stuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now a handoff here to his running back. And now the rookie's free. And he is into the end zone for
that nigga fast as fuck.
A great play there.
Mofo
with
TD.
his second touchdown here in this first half.
Yeah,
and the Bills will add on to their lead. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0.
He probably won't quit.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
I don't know how they be doing it in this shit.
This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Like
the
that.
Cleveland offense ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
2nd and 4. He finds his target, Beckham. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 38-yard line. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. You ain't doing nothing today.
2nd and 13. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Come on, come on. Hey, wahoo! Fight.
He'll look to throw. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bills are going to get the football back. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
Check, crunch, crunch. Out, 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 out. Check, 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 check. 66,
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep. Now a clash
is
of bodies
that?
here, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Browns drive about to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hey, Haywood!
Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Taken in at the 11th. And now look at him go.
Yeah, Trey.
The 20, 10, 5.
Punt return.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. That's a punt return of 89 yards.
89 yards.
The Bills will add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive
89.
punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
I think it's going to have a video by the end of the week.
To get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. And that is incomplete.
Got him started
A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Alpha. Check 25. Check 25.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Punt return.
Fielded just inside the 30.
Punt return again.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
I ain't seen it yet. Though.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
Weak. Fuck you.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. This is Carson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. King. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Mack Wilson leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Following the sack, they go from the 13 on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. King being chased out left. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Offensive passing defense.
So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance,
right now?
just give him confidence.
Shit. Bad.
Knock it through.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
58 the mic. Stop your whining. 58.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. That's complete to Cobb. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Let's go, D.
On 1st and 10, Young looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Fowler. And he's got room. And now
Let's go.
Races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See ya. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's King off the play fake. Flush to his right. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Here we go. Here we go.
King on first down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just running with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall,
every time
short,
I get the
wide,
ball on
skinny,
defense, I'm
whatever,
going to try to go.
It results in a touchdown.
I'm going to try to put 100 on this nigga.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Try to get some fumbles in this bitch.
The Browns drive about to get started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. No gain that time, but it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Young on 3rd down. He finds Beckham complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was
this
knocked
nigga
away
fucking
and
trash.
incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. But it's going to be
All these
second down.
fucking slings.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
49's the mic, right foot.
On second down, Young again. Flushed out right. It's caught by OBJ. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 30. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 11 now. Young, he's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move. And
Nigga is running slants.
And that play was able to get on the run and was still accurate.
I don't know how he's getting it off.
Now a 1st down throw for Young. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Young to throw again on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it, and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Their mobile quarterback. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point by Seibert up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me. Trying to get.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. A big play here for the Bills. And even 40 yards. King now throwing on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. To throw is King. Throwing again. That's into the hands of Pascal. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now King operating from the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. The Bills offense staying out there as they'll line up and go for 2. Looking to throw. King.
Nigga shouldn't win slants all last time.
Well, not sure about the need to go for two, but they get it and extend this lead out even
the only
further.
reason he got his point. He's going for that fucking slants all game. His bum ass.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Lucky nigga.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 7, Young nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Set, hut, 47 ending. 49. You're trapped, you're trapped.
3rd and long for Young. Escaping the pressure right. Looking long for Thomas. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for Cleveland. 45 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. To throw, Young. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts, and in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Eluding the pressure right. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Here we go.
2nd and 11. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Back to throw. King. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Another nice gain. 16 yards there and a 1st down again. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just one.
He about to quit.
so
Nah,
far
he
his team
paused it
leads,
like
so
it was.
now they can
I
play
don't give a
complementary
fuck.
football,
I'm
meaning
about to beat your
if he
ass.
takes care of the ball and his
Should I
offense
keep it? Ask him, should I
humming
keep it or
along,
give it?
the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his
Keep or
guys
give. Just say
on
keep
the
or
other side
give
of
to
the ball.
Ace.
They're enjoying a fourth quarter advantage. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there with his third touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. As his guys continue to pour it on. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Is he in there or is he not?
Touchdown. Here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he loses the football a second time. There he goes left side. And he will score.
Touchdown again. Let's go.
Dawson Knox, his first touchdown on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to
I don't see his mic on there. What is it?
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter.
Where he at? He in the league talking shit?
On the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
Hell, duh. I'm about to keep beating his
And you can bet
ass.
they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
All right.
The Browns drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
I got 4 more minutes and I'm good.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Young to throw it. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator was looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Let's put that team on the bus.
On 2nd and 12, Young flushed out right. And Thomas has it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The second down throw for Young. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
22's coming, Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Young. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. On 4th down, Young. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. And he'll give it here to his running back. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Here's King. Off play action. Eluding the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 34-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21.
1st down, Bill.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to, because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone,
through an opening, and there he goes. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Bills, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.